Genesis 35 chapter 4, where it speaks about this being, Isaiah 29, and many others. It also says it in Revelations 12, Revelations 12, and many other places in the Bible about this being who becomes the Christ bride. The Christ bride is the being without sin, who is the only other being besides Jesus to not sin. Now this being is coming into the world and has come into the world 2012. This being has become alive in 2012. She will be a great witness and a great person who will bring peace to this planet and prosperity. So, what's going to happen after that? We're going to go into what's called the 2000-year reign, which will happen during the age of Aquarius, the Capricorn. Then everything will go back to the way it used to be, except there's just one difference. There's not going to be an evil entity anymore. Satan will cease to exist. And basically what's going to happen after that is that we're going to enter into the age of Capricorn. And when we enter into the age of Capricorn, it's truly going to be Judgment Day. Like, it's going to be Judgment Day in a way. Capricorn is all about judgment and all about the differences between the ways of being that are judgment and are not judgment. Basically, what's going to happen is that the age of Capricorn, is going to be the age of sin, basically the beings who have done all the good karma and all the good in this world will be allowed to incarnate, and the beings who have done all the bad in this world and all the evil in this world will soon cease to be able to incarnate. The beings who have had lives of service will be able to incarnate. Thus, we will continue the peace and prosperity. Without this temporary government, there will be no government. There will be complete peace, though, because everything will be in its natural state. Everything, we will all have the natural, and the sinfulness of every individual will be cleansed and pured by this annihilation of the evil entities of this world, the demonic entities of this world, which will be all wiped out. And basically what is going to happen is that the essences of this being, of the Christic union in the 2000 years, and the union in the age of Capricorn is going to be mankind will once again have the government on its shoulders, of their shoulders. They will have to decide. But we will stay in peace. We will stay in prosperity, and we'll stay in light and in love. Well, what will happen is basically that the Christic union, Christ and Jesus will have to die again after the 2000 years, but will resurrect by the goddess resurrecting him again, and basically ascend into another realm. We're going to be a mystical union, mystical consciousness. There'll be a great interest in the mysticisms, and the understandings of the age of Capricorn will lead to ages of mystical understandings and consciousnesses that we have never experienced before. And the age of Aquarius, it will be the age of peace, and the age of prosperity, and the age of knowledge, and the age of wisdom and understanding. This Capricorn will transcend that mystically into some kind of euphoria that we have never experienced before. Everybody will be in euphoria. There will be complete ego death and a complete eradication of sin. And we will be perfect, as we were in the garden. We will be perfect, and your Kundalini will all be activated. So what is going to happen when we basically become this being? Well, for another 2,000 years, we'll be coexisting at such a high frequency that our bodies will become light vessels, but still fleshly material forms. and then we'll have a new species arise. In the age of Sagittarius, we will become the philosophers, the age of philosophy, the age of wisdom, the age of understanding, the age of this and that. But it will even transcend that above. But in the age of Scorpio, that's when we're going to get the new species. But before that comes the age of Ephesius. And in the age of Ephesius, we're basically going to crush the serpent. And in the age of Scorpio, we are going to become the sexual beings again, the sexual liberation, but the understanding of the tantric, the understanding of the mystical and the sacredness of sexuality and the sacredness of all that. But as well, we will also be in a future state of absolute authority within our God selves, and we will totally transform into something that is completely true, something that is completely whole. So basically, what's going to happen is that basically we are going to basically become the most beautiful and holy species within the next 8,000 years. We're going to be we're going to be like angels. We're going to be beyond angels. We're going to be like gods. And we're going to be so transformed and truly transcended in our personal power and our personal authority within God that we will become exactly His energetic image that we were meant to be all along. And after the age of Virgo, we're going to be cleansed and purified, radically cleansed and purified into what we were supposed to be in the first place. And then in the age of Leo, we're going to become the most majestic and most passionate and most fierce warriors. And then in the age of Cancer, we're going to leave this planet and it'll be uninhabitable. And then in the age of Cancer, we're going to go and basically go to the stars. And then there'll be different astrological ages. But they probably be similar astrological spaces to the Earth because we'll be occupying Mars. And Mars will have the same astrology because it's orbiting the sun, except a little different. And what's going to happen is we're all going to transform and transcend. And that's what's going to happen. Shalom.